lengthy, but I'm trying to cover each and everything, and whatever your queries and concern, you can put in chat box. So as and when time permit, we will going to cover in during the session as well. Okay. So let's begin. Okay. And first, we have to understand different kind of income tax notices. So first, the notice is the 139.9. So when you file your income tax return, and there are chances that you can select wrong ITR form or any information is missing, then you can get the notice of 139.9, which is considered as, which is named as a defective return. So your return is a defective return, you can get notice of a defective return notice. And you have, what you have to do, whenever the notice will become, then you have to be, I will show the sample format, how this notice look like, and what type of response is accepted, and how the response will be given. So we will and what the steps we will take care of that when we get defective return notice. And here I will give you brief explanation. Issued when the file return has some errors, omissions. Wait. So basically, defective return notice issued when the file return has some errors, omission, taxpayer must correct and refile the return. So we will practically understand how can we do that. But first, I will give overview about the different kind of notices. So 139.9 notice, then 142.1 notice, which is just inquiry before assessment. So in this notice, sent to request documents. So there are the income tax department ask for some documents, accounts, or explanation before the assessment will start. They can send you 142.1 notice about inquiry about different kind of documents, accounts, or explanation. And if you are not comply with, then what kind of consequences happen, we will discuss that as well when we discuss one by one in sample notice format. So we will cover each and entire point. And the next thing is a 131 notice, which is an intimation notice. So this notice is finally when your return is processed, either you can get refund or you can get demand or adjustment against your outstanding dues. So this is, if this happen, that is the final processing. At the time of final processing, you will get that 143.1 notice, which is the intimation notice. And if you are not respond, and if you respond, what is the meaning of this notice? This is basically just an intimation. If you get refund, then no need to reply of this notice. It will just close your case for that particular year. And if there is some demand, and if you want to raise the if you want to say that that is not adequate, or that is not correct, then you have to reply with the time being, and you can submit that, and then you can response for that notice. And if you are not, then it is considered as that you are accepted the fact whatever the return on that intimation notice. And if you are not complying and you are not paying that, then there are chances you will get penalized for the same, and best judgment assessment will happen in your case. So this is an intimation notice. And this next is the scrutiny assessment. So in general circumstances, the all things will be happen in 143.1. You will get intimation notice, and then you, if any demand, then you can pay that demand and settle the things. But what happened, issued when the department select a return for detailed examination of correctness. So if anything suspicious found in your case, there are some time barred for scrutiny assessment. So if within that time limit only, then the scrutiny assessment happen in your case, and department ask for ask for a detailed examination for some kind of documents and details. We will discuss each and every notice in detail with sample format. First, I will give you an overview. Okay. And the next one is the 148 income escaping assessment, that is reassessment notice, sent when assessment officer believe income has been reported escaped assessment. So it's very important to understand that 148 notice will be a very critical notice. It will be sent only when that they have a proven reason to believe that there are some underreporting of income. Then that's not possible. This is second type. This is not the initial. There are different time limit for 148 notice. So this is different from a scrutiny notice and normal intimation notice. So we will also cover this when this happen, and only the person, if the assessing officer is reason to believe that there are something which is missing in their returns, and they have a proof for the same, then only this notice will be happen. And before giving this notice, they have some preliminary checking. We will discuss that as well. So it's very important to understand that then whether the notice is valid, because in these times there are chances you will get notice which is a fraud by fraudsters, and there are chances because nowadays it's everything will be on web and you will get notice, but there are chances that notice is not right. And so you have to be very careful that whether that notice is right, or whether all the steps will be followed correctly, whether your notice is whether you get that notice, the DIN number is correct. So we have to check it, that what is DIN number, we will discuss that as well. And the next notice is a demand notice. Then intimation will happen. If you are not responding for intimation notice, then there are chances you will get that okay, section 154, please explain. 154, we will discuss 154 in later part, but once I will give you overview about the section which we will get notices. And 154 is basically rectification. So we will discuss in whenever we respond the notice, then we can use that section 154, which is basically rectification. So basically, if you get notice in 143.1 at the time of processing of return intimation, then in response you can use the 154 power, that is rectification. And also you can use in 148, 143 too, but still this is the 154 is basically rectification. So we will discuss at the time of discussion of 143.1, especially 143.1 ke in 143 in response we can use 154, which is rectification. So I hope your query will resolve. Okay. So I hope your query will resolve. If it is okay, then you can put in chat box. And next is 245, adjustment of refund. So if any refund available in any earlier year, and in this year any demand generated, then that is adjustment will be happen, and they can give you a notice to show that that amount is adjusted. So the adjustment of refund notice, you will get that. And if that is some issue, then you can respond. That is, it's very important to understand that. So what is the time limit to reply for that time limit? Time limit is mentioned in notice generally for 15 days or 30 days. So time limit is 15 days or 13 days, 30 days, which is mentioned in notice itself. So when we are going through the sample notice, you can see there is a time limit is also mentioned. So generally 15 days or 30 days. So maximum time limit is 30 days. So you will get 30 days time, and then you can reply for them. Okay. And next is adjustment of refund. So this is basically if in any assessment year there are some refund pending, and in this year if any demand generated, then the amount will be adjusted, and they can give you a notice about that. So if you are not respond that, then directly adjustment will happen. So it's very important you can respond the same if you have some concern against the demand generated by the assessing officer. And next is power of inquiry. Assessing officer can summon taxpayer, enforce attendance, require documentation for investigation. So these all are, we are not going to discuss these section 131, 133.6, because this is huge, and this is not possible for me to cover in this session to all in one go. But I am trying to cover the major sections 139.9, 142.1, 143.1, 143.2, and 148. So I will cover these section in detail, and the rest of the, just for your understanding, I will mention here. So this type of notices you also get that. So I hope you understand that. This is penalty proceeding under section 271(1)(c), notice for concealment of income or furnishing unaccurate particulars. So if any kind of notice is getting, you have to be response. The time limit is given. It's very important to understand. If you are not doing the same, then it's considered that you are accept the fact, you are accept that whatever the assessing officer said, that you can accept the things. So this is the way, the different kind of notice we will discuss that. Now we were going to cover that before showing you sample notices of different sections. I will just give you a common point which we will take care when we respond for the notices. So Timeliness matter. Each notice has a statutory deadline for response. Ignoring notice can lead to penalties or prosecution. So not all notices mean wrongdoing. Some are routine, like for 143, one is intimation, which I already show you. So if in 143 say that there are some refund pending, if you are not replying, that's not an issue. But if they are just showing some demand, and you are not fully in you are not thinking that it's correct, so you have to reply it. Otherwise it's looking like you are okay with that demand, and you have to pay for that. And if you are ignore the same, then there are chances you have to be huge penalty and prosecution for the same. So this is the way. This is 143 win is basically routine notice. Okay. And yes, yes, I will definitely share timeline. Will once we go through, you can get that thing. We have a in this PDF format. We will already share this, so please go one by one. Okay, and some are routine like 143 one intimation, and others are 143 to 148 is a require careful handling. So these are the common point which we can take care, and some other point which we will see. So here you can see the flow of income tax notices. So first thing, you return file, you submit your income tax return, whatever the return, in your case 127, you can file that return. Then you can get intimation notice under section 143 win, automated processing your result, either the refund, demand, or adjustment, whatever the things, they can give you intimation notice. So this is a general case. Now there are chances you can select wrong ITR, or you can miss that anything, then they can send you a 139.9 notice, defective return notice. Then they can show you what kind of errors in your notice. They can option give you a corrected notice, corrected your return. And how can we do? We can practically see that as well. So you can file corrected return and refile it. So that is 139.9 defective return notice. There are chances they can ask for any additional document, then they can send for yes, they will about PDF. Mr. Sachin Jain can say, tell you what is the criteria for PDF. I don't know about that, so you can contact, you can directly message to Batuk consultant, so they can tell you about the PDF. I will share with them. Okay. The next thing is if tax not paid and e-verification done for the return, what are the consequences? If tax not paid and wait. If tax not paid and e-verification done for the return, what are the consequences? I don't understand your question. Please elaborate it, Mr. Vanshal. You are not paying any tax, e-verification done for the return. What are you saying? Is anything tax liability on you? So I think the question is not clear. So please wait. Whatever. Wait a minute. I Can you see the screen? I am not able to see actually. Okay, okay, fine. Sorry. Got it. Yes, yes, we'll continue. So what happened next? Next, you have to be see. So first you have to understand that authenticate the DIN number. So whenever you get notice, you have to get a special DIN number, document identification number. It's a most critical part of the notice. Since 1st October 2019, there is a valid DIN is valid is a DIN number is a valid. So you have to check it out whether that DIN is valid or not. Go to the income tax portal, and there are in left hand side there option quick link, and then you can put that DIN number which you get on your email email ID, email ID, you will get any notice, then you can check that, you can mention that DIN number. So you can see how the DIN number look like. So income tax department, in which section the notice is there, which year notice is this, and the number is this, the or system or generated number. So this is the DIN number which is look like. So you have to mention that number, and then and then you can mention, if you receive in your then you can in the you can write your mobile number, you will get OTP, and then you can see that whether that DIN number is validated or not. If not, then there are chances that notice is not correct. That is just that notice you can get from a fraudster, and nowadays it's a chance, there are so many cases of receive notices from fraudsters. So please keep in mind, first you have to check that whether the notice is authenticate, the DIN number is authenticate or not. So you have to take care of it. And first you have to authenticate that the DIN is valid or not. For this is the way you can follow this. And what is the how autonomy of DIN, we will already see this, how DIN is protect, we will cover all the points, you can see this. And this is the thing which we have to understand, that this checklist of specific document. So whatever type of queries, concerns will be generated in notice, each type of query has a different kind of document required in the response. So if you are not if you are response for the notice, then you have to ready with list of these documents. So if anything in anything difference in your salary, then you have to be ready with the form 16 salary slip, appointment letter, relieving letter, if you change jobs, if TDS mismatch, then TDS certificates, bank interest certificates, deductions, then these premium receipt, TLS statement. So these all are specific documents in specific cases. So this is the list will be, we have to be take care of it in whatever the cases and concern in related to your case, like high value cash. This type of notice, more and more type of this type of notice we can get nowadays. So we have to be proof of source of funds. So we will get notice related to the high value transactions. So we have to prove of source of fund, where we got from these funds, either from gift deed or from withdrawal slips. So these type of document we have to ready with when we respond for the same. Then we have to be attach these document at the time of responding of notice. So these will be ready with us. And next thing is a technical requirement for uploading. So there are something you have to keep it understand, that when you are responding for the notice, then whatever type of document which is required to attach with your response notice, then all will be in our PDF format only, and each attachment should be less than 5 MB. And if file is larger, then you can split into part 1, part 2. So the maximum limit is in general circumstances is 5 MB only. There are chances the limit will be vary, but in general circumstances the limit is a 5 MB only, and no special characters will be used in that. So please take care of it. And if any password protected file, then unlock that before uploading. You can unlock that. So it's very important to understand, it is just technical requirement. So please take care of it whenever you attach any document at the time of responding of notice. You have to take care of these things. And next, you have to understand that pro tip, the reconciliation statement. You are not just upload the bank statement and go for it. So you have to be what do you do for better clarity? Because if you are give better clarity to assessing officer, then there are chances you will get response in time and in your favor, especially in your favor. So what you do, you can create an Excel based reconciliation table, amount as per ITR, amount as per AIS or 26 AS. So majorly you will get a notice because of the difference between ITR or 26 AS or AIS. So why the difference? You have to be mention the reason for the difference, like your interest will accrued but not received, that's why you are not showing in your income tax return. So whatever type of reasons in your case, you can create an Excel sheet, and you can mention the amount as per ITR and amount as per AIS 26 AS, and you can put that reason. And whatever the type of query will generated by assessing officer, query will ask by assessing officer in different type of notices. So this type of Excel sheet you can create it for better clarity. Next is special document for income from house property and capital gain. So there are some chances, common issues when you get notice, especially for unreported rental income, mismatch in your HRA or excessive interest claim. So these are common issues which we are going to cover, and what type of special document required in these cases. It's like if we unreported rental income, then if you are some query regarding that, then you have to require to ready with registered sale deed, allotment letter, rent agreement, lease deed, whatever type of the query is. According to that, you have to ready with documentation. So I will give you a list of the document which require in different type of circumstances in different kind of queries. So this is related to especially house property and capital cases, gain cases. So you have to go through it. It's very easy to understand. It's not nothing new in this. So we will going fast because we have to lots of things to cover up. And next point you have to see, important point, keep in mind when you drafting response of any notice. So when replying to any official notice, clarity is the key. Writing, instead of writing in long paragraph, you have to be write in a easy to read and professional language. So first you have to mention the notice number and the subject to officer to know where which notice you are replying to, and state that you have received the notice and are responding. And you have to respond point to point. So if point number one is your interest amount is not matched with your 26 AN and AS and your return file. So you have to be, point number one is this. So you have to write in that. The response is also in a point number one only. And similarly, what is the point number two? What is the point number three? What is point number three? You can respond point by point only. And keep it factual. Attach evidence. If you have a supporting document, mention them in a relevant point. Whatever, if the document is related to point number one, then you can mention in point number one only. Point number two is the what if it try to try to do one thing. Whenever you respond for notice, your notice is a very clear, very simple, easy to read and understandable language, and also professional language. So you can keep take care of these things when you are response for some notice. And then you have to be conclude politely and by requesting the authority to consider your explanation and drop the proceeding if satisfied. So always whenever you respond for any notice, then the ending is only, you can conclude politely that if you are requesting your explanation is reasonable and okay, then please drop the proceeding. So this is the way you have to be conclude your notice. So this is the thing you have to take care it whenever you replying for any notices. Next is writing effective so cause replies. So be respectful, use polite language like I respectfully submit, or it's humbly clarified. Say up. So what is your position? Either you are accept or deny the allegation. You have to be clear upfront only. You can clear upfront that I am accepting, I am denying, whatever is in your case in your responding of notice. So if you accept the same, then you have to be also mention that why this happened. So why the difference will happen due to some technical error, due to some illness. So if you are this is the way you can respond the notice, and this is the common point which you have to be cover it when you are responding for any notice. Support with evidence. So if you are already corrected the issue, then mention it. End by requesting that no penalty or adverse action be, so you can request that assessing officer that please no penalty or adverse action be taken. So this is the common point. Whenever you responding for notice, you can take care of these things. So this is the like this is a simple draft. You can see this response to so cause notice. I respectfully submit my reply to the so cause notice as follow. Allegation of late filing. The return was filed on. The delay occurred due to some reason. Proof of filing is attached. Since the delay was unintentional and how now I've been rectified, I request waiver of penalty. So this is the way you can respond for notice. It's very important. It is a basic and common sense things, but it will be helpful for your in your case if you are following these things and following these points, that there are chances the penalty will be removed, and there are chances you will get a benefit from these things. So please take care of it. It's a small points can be beneficial for you. And so now the many of the person will asking about the due dates. So now we will discuss this. So please take care of, please see here. So what is this? The basically section 143(1) intimation notice. So you can get intimation notice whenever you file your return And if anything, so it's a generally system generated notice, and the system generated intimation will mostly, in cases system generated, they can match with all the things with your 26 AS, AIS, and whatever you return file, any discrepancy in this at or not, everything is okay, or any issue, then they can send intimation notice, and based on that, a system generated software only, and this then send intimation notice, and it's generally 9 months from end of financial year. So suppose we are talking about financial year 24-25, and you can file return in 25-26 of 24-25, 24-25, and filing year is 25-26. So and the due date, you will get last 143 one intimation notice, you will get up to that is 9 months from end of financial year of filing. So you will get notice around 30th December 2025. The last date is a 30th December 2025. You will get notice, intimation notice. You will get that. Sorry, intimation notice you will get 9 months from end of financial year of filing. So you will file in 25-26. So 26 मतलब 20 this December 2020 December 2026, 31st December 2026 is the last date. So 20, up to 31st December 2026 you will get intimation notice. But it's not actually possible. This is the timeline when the processing will complete it. But still the basic point will be over there is this is the time limit, the basic maximum time limit, but you will get intimation notice as and well earlier possible. Next, because it's just an intimation notice, all things will be happen after this. If anything wrong happen in your case, then you will get the scrutiny notice. After you will get intimation, after that you can get scrutiny notice. All these things will be happen, but intimation notice is just a reminder for the same. Next is a 143 scrutiny notice. The last due date is 3 months from end of financial year of filing. So this the last day of this is so suppose we are talking about 24-25, then filing year is 25-26. So last date is a 30 June 2026 is the last date for 24-25 24-25 financial year. The last date of scrutiny notice is 30th January 2025. Next, your reassessment notice is generally 10 years or 10 generally 3 years, and in case of 50 lakh or more, if any difference is more than 50 lakh, whatever we under reporting is more than 50 lakh, then there are chances that it will go on up to 10 years. So up to that time the reassessment notice will be shared. Okay. Detailed timeline for different assessment for completing assessment. So generally the summary assessment is for in case of a general cases, summary assessment will happen, and summary assessment can be happen 9 months from end of financial year of filing. So if you are filing in a 25-26 return of 24-25, so 31st December 2026, the last date of finalization of your assessment for 24-25 financial year. And for scrutiny assessment, if scrutiny assessment happen in your case, then 12 months from end of assessment year. So here the assessment year is your previous year is 24-25, assessment year is 25-26, and the 26, then you will 12 month means 31st December 31st March 2027 is the last date of your scrutiny assessment for 24-25 previous year. So I know the number is very confusing, but you have to go with the wording. What is the correct wording? That is the thing. You have to take care of it. Whenever you got notice, you can see that what type of in which year you will get notice, and whether the timeline. Generally, it's not possible that your notice is time barred, because after 2021, the DIN will be available, and DIN will be only generated when your note when your in which section you will get notice, which is not time barred. So there are very, very, very less chances you will get notice which is a time bar, but still you have to take care of these time bars. Okay. Best judgment assessment is a 12-month from end of assessment year. Same scrutiny assessment. Best judgment assessment happen if you are not responding for scrutiny assessment or intimation notice. Any demand will be created and you are not responding. Then best judgment assessment happen. And the next thing is reassessment. 12 months from end of financial year of notice under section. So whenever in year which you get a reassessment notice, then timeline is a 12 month from end of financial year. So this is a 139.9. Um, So next we have to start with the sample copy of notices. So first we have to see defective return notice. So this is defective return sample copy. You can see this is the notice. You can see in a screen. So here in the notice under section 139.9, Office of the Income Tax Department, PAN number, assessment year is 24-25. So your return of income file on 31st December, 31st July 2024, and found this type of defective, missing detail of bank account, mismatch in income declare versus from 26 AS. So you are by required to rectify the defect and submit a corrected return within a 15 days. You can see here the time limit is given in this notice, notice indirectly. So you can see this is the time limit. They have to be response within 15 days only. So here you can see this is the timeline given in notice itself. So what is the either you accept that or either you cannot accept the fact. But if you accept that to make response option, file corrected return. So you agree that your return has mistaken like missing bank detail or mismatch with form 26 years and wrong ITR form, whatever the issue. So you can accept the fact. Then you can go to income tax portal, go to proceeding, response to notice. And so there are, when you go to income tax portal, response to notice under section 139.9, select agree, and then you can upload a corrected return. So here you have to upload a corrected return. What is corrected return? So you have to go on income tax portal, and then you can file a return. You've already filed your return in, if the form is same, which if you are not if you filing right form, you're not filing wrong form, only issue in your like missing in bank details or mismatch with some form 26 years. So whatever, what type of income which you missed in that, so what you do, you can go to income tax portal. Actually we will discuss that detail. See, so here I can show you how to prepare corrected return. So you have to go open the income tax utility available on the portal, select the same ITR form as originally filed. So either you file 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you file it, download pre-filled data by login on income tax portal. So you can go to income tax portal, and then you have to get option of download pre-filled data, and you can extract that in a income tax utility, and then you can upload, and then you can fill the data which you want to rectify it, and you can save that in your system, and this is your corrected return. So now you have to upload that corrected return at the time of response under to notice under section 139.9. So any query related to that, how to create a corrected return, you can put in chat box. I hope you get understanding that, and I'm also return in this PDF for PDF, so you can see that how to we do in practically. So I hope you understand that you have to how to how to you can respond for the same. And if you reject the defect, then give explanation with proof. What it means, you believe your return is not defective, and the okay. So, if you reject the defect, you believe your return is not defective and return in notice is incorrect. Log into the portal, response to notice under section 139.9, select disagree, write a short explanation. Bank account detail were already furnished or income match way from 26 AS. Attach supporting document 26 AS bank statement computation sheet. So you have to do that. If you are not agree with the that they are showing that your return is defective, but you are very sure that your return is not defective, then you have to be, but response is important. If you are not responding, that it means you have to accept the fact. So that's why you have to respond within time frame 15 days. You have to respond for that notice. So this is the suggested explanation. You can see this with reference to this notice number. Bank detail are fully furnished. Income declared match from 26 years. Hence, I request that return be treated as a valid. And if assessing officer accept your explanation, your original return remain valid. If they reject your return, may be treated as invalid, and you may need to file a fresh return or appeal. So what happened here? So if you are responding the same, now you can give explanation. You can give proof whatever you have with. But now assessing officer is if they reject your explanation, what happened, your return will be considered as a invalid. And what option available you have? You have either go for appeal, CIT appeal. Now it's time to going to the CIT appeal only because your return is treated as an invalid. Now the time limit is already gone for filing, corrected your return. Now no option available. So you can either file a fresh return through a updated return option, or you can go, if you are agreeing, then only this option is available. I then if you are not agreeing whatever they're saying, that then you have to go in a CIT appeal only. So this is the way whole things will be work. So I hope you get clarity that the flow of the notices. Next, you have to see notice under section 142.1. So 142.1 is basically asking for any additional information. So they are asking income tax assessing officer, they asking for additional information in this. You can see this. So you are hereby required to furnish the following information: copy of bank statement, detail of investment, proof of deductions. So whatever they want some additional document before processing your return, they can ask for some additional document or additional information. So in this notice for 142.1, they can ask for additional information. So if you are not responding, then there are chances the penalty or prosecution will happen with you. So please take care of it. Whenever you get notice, you can respond with the time prescribed in notice itself. And if you are not responding, then it's considered that you then without that responding, they are best judgment assessment happen under section 144. It means department can whatever the information they have, based on that they can create a charge sheet on you, they can create a demand notice to you by helping a section under section 144, they can best judgment your case. So this is the way the thing will happen. Now it's very important. This is the way we have to, what we have to be response for this. Read carefully, identify exactly what AO is asking, collect all documents before responding. You have to be take care of these things. Draft response if you agree, provide requested document and explanation clearly. If you disagree, submit a written explanation with supporting proof, upload via portal, login, e-proceeding, notice under section 142.1, upload response and attachments, ensure acknowledgement is generated, keep copies for record, and then you can submit it, and then you have to keep ready with you acknowledgement that you have to respond with. They can ask for a question, some additional documents, and you can share with them. Then you have to be very sure about that, and you have to be ready with this acknowledgement. So if any future query happen, future litigation happen, then you have to be proof with you that this kind of notice will be getting in past, and you have to respond for the same. So please take care, please ensure acknowledgement is generated and keep copy for your records. Consequences of ignoring, you can proceed with best judgment assessment, may lead to higher tax penalty, prosecution demand. And this is ready to use response template. So you can use it in any case related to notice under section 142.1. So bank detail, does not exist. This the income declared in my return matches from 26 AS in annexure A. So you can see in this all responses that they can ask in point number 1, attach annexure A, whatever document you can attach in annexure A, attach in annexure B, attach in annexure C, attach in annexure D. So this is the way you have respond time point to point only, and whatever the point which we already considered it, that we can take care of these things whenever we responding for that, responding point to point, responding for all things will be clear, crisp, and professional. So it's very important whenever you're doing this responding of any notice, then you have to be take care of small tips which will be helpful for you. So this is the way you have to respond for this. Next, you have to see this. This is the uh, this is the response template. We can see is up next we will see 143.1 sample copy. So 143.1 is basically just a intimation notice. So here you will get an intimation notice that your return for the assessment year 24-25 has been processed. So now in 143.1 your assessment will process already. So they will get you that this is the way your assessment is processed, that your total income as provided as computed, and the difference is this much. So you have to liability or you have to demand for 4,000. So this is the way you will get that. So reason, they will give you reason for that. So accordingly, a demand of 4,000 is raised. Now the question arises. So if you are not accept the fact about demand of 4,000, you are accepting that whatever you declare it is right, and you have to enough proof for the same. Then you have to go for rectification. You can go for rectification under section 154. How you can go, we will practically understand that as well. So response strategy for 143(1) notice. If refund, no action needed, refund will be credited. If demand, pay within 30 days, or file a rectification request under section 154 if you believe CPC made a mistake. Okay. If no change, just keep the intimation for your record. In short, 143(1) is not a scrutiny noted. It's an automated intimation showing how your return was processed. So it will give you intimation about how your return will process, how they can calculate the things, which are all, don't need any additional document. If they need any additional document, they can send notice under section 142(1). If they think your return is a defective, you select wrong. If they you select a wrong ITR form, or you cannot you cannot feed basic information, like not feeding bank details. So if they think that, then they can consider it as a defective return. So they are not they are sure that the all things, all document they have, the all proof they have. Now they are just showing you that what type there are what type of information they have, the which is enough and which is sufficient, and they can process with this type of information. So they will give you a assessing officer can give you a intimation. So it's just a intimation notice, not a scrutiny notice. So this is the way a thing will happen. And we a 10 number of bank was wrong, so they give 143. 10 number of bank was wrong, so they give 143(1). So generally, if this type of information, 10 number of bank was wrong, they give a they can give you intimation notice if they are satisfied that generally in 10 number of bank is wrong, if they can give you a notice under section defective return notice. They can also give you notice under defective, because they can give you option to corrected that. So they will give you in general circumstances, they can give you notice under section 139(9), not in 143(1), because they want you can rectify the same, and you can go for corrected return option. You can correct it the same, and then you can then that corrected return is considered as your regular return. I hope your query will resolve, Mr. Joy. Okay, fine. So this is sample copy of 143(2) notice, Government of India. So this is scrutiny notice. Now scrutiny notice is a more like 143(1) is simple notice. They can just give you intimation about. Now it's time to scrutiny notice. Now income tax department say that I want some additional document. If basic document they need, they can ask in a 142(1). But they are sure about that they need a additional document, like they need a books of account, ledgers, voucher for detailed investigation. Then they can send notice under section 143(T). So you can see in this, they can ask for complete book of accounts, ledgers, and vouchers, because they have in suspicious mind. They have suspicious mind. They can think that they want deep dig in your case law. They think there are something wrong happen in this case. That's why they will ask for a detailed information. Now they want all bank statement of all accounts. They want detail. They want all bank statement. They want complete book of account, all ledgers, vouchers. So now they want all these things. So they can ask a proof of investment, whatever do you mention in your balance sheet. You mention in your balance sheet like bank statement. This is my bank balance. They ask for complete bank statement. You can they have a thoroughly investigate in your case. That's why they can ask a detailed documentation. So it's time to give you a detailed documentation in scrutiny notice. So they can ask for these things: explanation for large cash deposit and high value transaction. You are required to submit the above information on or before. So they will give give you a timeline, especially that the notice will be on 15/9, and they will give you a timeline of approx 25 days. So it's totally, it's generally in 15 days to 30 days, the timeline when given by the department. So you have to see the date of issue is 15/9, and you are required to submit the above information before 5th October 2025. So this is the way the things will be happen, and the timeline will given in notice itself. So you have to see this. So now it's a scrutiny notice. So they will ask for a detailed documentation checklist of document, books of accounts. So before giving replying, this is a huge list of document. That's why you have to create a checklist for document: books of account, books of accounts, ledger accounts, cash book, journal entries, invoices, expenses, vouchers. They can ask for everything. So you have to be first you have to collect it. You need a you have to take care of timeline, and you have to be collect all the data within a time frame, and you have to take care it what you declare in your return, and what actually happened. Your books of account. So it's time in at the time of scrutiny notice. It's very important. You have to be very clear and very conscious and take care of, because they want a huge type of documentation. That's why it's very important. First you have to be create a checklist like books of account, bank statement of all saving banks, all current bank in your business organization, loan accounts, credit card statements, investment proof, loan agreement, advance payments, proof of deductions, explanation of large cash deposit like cash deposit slips on bank challan, source documents, sales receipt, loan repayment records, agreements, contract for high value transactions. So if you have any high value transaction, then if any agreement or contracted for the evidence for the same, then you have to be also collected that as well. Supporting reconciliation showing linkage to books of accounts. So you have to be create a reconciliation in Excel. So for better clarity, additional supporting document like tax audit report, GST returns, reconciliation with books, TDS certificates, Form 26AS, balance sheet, P&L, and there are create a timeline checklist for responding to notice under section 143. It's very important. So immediately you will download the notice, create folder, bank, book, investment, deduction, cash transaction, list missing documents, so you know what to request from banks, auditor, or insurance. There are chances you will get bank statement from bank or any other person, you will get that information. So it will be you have to be create what type of document you need it, and what type document you have ready with you. And if you want to request from some other person to for some document, to create that as well, to timely reply for the same. Collect book of accounts, ledgers from your accountant, obtain bank statement from all accounts, gather investment proofs from mutual fund shares, FDs, and then compile deduction proof, prepare cash deposit. So this is the way you have to be create this, and you have to take care of this. And this is sample response format. In compliance with the notice under section 143, I hereby submit the following information and document electronically: books of account, bank statement, investments, proof of deduction, explanation for large cash, additional supporting documents, declaration. And then if you want that, it's not possible to respond in a 30 days only, so you want more time to collect all the evidence, then you can there are option available for extension as well. So you will, so it's not possible, sometimes it's not possible, it's practically not possible for you to collect all detail in a small time. So you have to be asked for extension. For that you have to respond for that notice, and you will ask for extension as well. And this is the way you can respond for 143 to notice, and accordingly the things will be happening. Now we have to showing notice under section 148. So basically notice under section 148 for it's not directly you will get notice under section 148. Before 148 notice, they can send you a so cause notice under section 148A-B. So they can send you notice. First you have to authenticate DIN number. I will already show you, I will already discuss with you that how to validate the DIN number of any notice. It's very important step. If you are not considering that, then there are chances you will get a you will in a trouble. So that's why first authenticate, and then download information. Notice will have attached title information suggesting that income has escaped assessment, and this file a reply. Mr. A must, so here what happened, if the notice say he did not tax on a 60 lakh deposit, he must provide. So here what happened, they have to be download that, then they have to reply for the, it must explain why the department information is wrong or why the transaction is not taxable. So first they have not directly sent notice under section 148. They can send a show cause notice in first page, and then file a reply. If notice say he did not pay tax a 60 lakh deposit, he must provide proof that it was a business loan or a gift from a relative. Wait for the order under section 148 AD. The officer will either accept your reply or reject your reply. So this is the first phase. They can ask for, they can say that your notice is selected for 148 for reassessment. So this is the case will be in your case that there are some that there are some an escape income related to high value purchase. So you have to prove the same, that is just a gift from relative or what, a business loan, whatever it is. So you have to give proof for the same. So if they accept it, then their case is closed. And if they reject it, then there are chances you will get notice under section 148. And then for 148, what you do it, you can file a fresh return for relevant year. Because there are no some chances, first you have to file fresh return within a 30 days timeline. For 148, it's very important to understand that this is the step you have to follow it, because in 148 you are not directly gone under CIT appeal. So for 148, it's very important you have to take care of these steps only, then only. So at the when finalization happen in 148, then only you can go to CIT appeal or any other remedy available with you. So you have to file your return under section 148. You can select 148 and file a fresh return. Even if you disagree, filing the ITR is mandatory to keep your legal right. Then once the ITR is filed, then you formally ask the officer for copy of the reason for reopening. Use the e-filing portal to respond to notice to upload this request. So you can, first you have to file your return, fresh return under section 148. Special return, you can go to the income tax portal, then file income tax return, and then there are some option available under return file under section 148, and then you can file that return. After that, you have to be option for reason for reopening, giving go to income tax portal, and then you can e-proceeding, and you can respond to notice, and you can ask for reason for reopening. Only after filing your return, you can, there are some, you have to be mentioned the number which you file already fresh return. If the reasons are weak or based on wrong fact, to file a letter of objection. And the officer must pass a speaking order, a detailed decision on your objection, and then detailed scrutiny will happen. And the if your objection are rejected, the officer start a full investigation. So you can ask for a detailed letter of objection. And if your objections are rejected, then officer will start a full investigation. Notice under section 142(1), the officer will ask for additional document. 142, no, after start detailed scrutiny in 147, they can ask for notice under section 142(1), which says that ask for any information, any documents they need for bank statement, invoices, and ledger book, which they want, that they can ask for, they can send this notice under section 142(1) for ask these detail. And then finally the officer will pass and order calculate the total tax and liability. So here you can see sample show cause notice under section 148 AB. So here you can see the, whereas I have information in my possession which suggests that income chargeable to tax has escaped within the meaning of section 147, and you have deposited cash amounting to 65 lakh in your saving bank account, and the total income declared is only 8 lakh, which does not explain the source of such high value deposits. So this is the thing which they have a reason for that is some escape income which is not declared. That's why they reopen this quest. It's very important. Reopen is only happen is any kind of escapation of income in which they return file already. So that's why they can open this case again. And supporting document in which reliance is placed on Annexer A. So requirement, you are to require to show cause as to why a notice under section 148 of that will not be issued. In your case, you may submit your. So here you can see these things in notice under section 148A. And Mr. Never reply based on just the cover letter. Check the annexure or information attached it. And the law grant a minimum of 7 days and maximum of 7 days, 30 days to reply. If Mr. A need more time, he must apply for extension immediately via the adjournment button on the portal. Specify authority check if the notice mentioned that prior approval of specific. So it's very important that there are some cases in recent case laws that you can see that there, if reassessment notice will be shared with you, then you have to see if the specify authority is adequate or not, because up to 3 years the principal commissioner can be a specify authority to approve that. Before giving notice under section 148, they can first approve from a one under section 151, they can approve from a specify authority. So it's very important whenever the reassessment notice will be sent to you, it's a prior approval of specify authority will be happen or not. Otherwise this notice is considered as invalid. So you have to see that all the procedure will be happen. First you have to get that in a so cause notice. You can respond for the so cause notice, and if they are not agree with that, then they can send notice under section 148 AD, and then they send notice under section 148 for reassessment. And then your scrutiny will happen in a 140 147. So this is notice sample reply. We can see this is a sample reply in 148 AB, that in response to so called notice issued under section 148 AB, I have pursued the information escaping provided which allegates cash deposit of 60 lakh were made in my bank account. The property was sold for 45 lakh, and that was that, and the same as escaped, and it is submitted that said amount is a and so whatever the explanation have, you have to give in this way, and you have to respond for the same. And this is just a sample copy which I will show you with share with you. So you have to see this how to you can reply for the same. If the AO accept your response, AO is satisfied that Mr. A's explanation is okay and not a fit case for a reassessment, then they can give you just this information. If AO reject your response, if AO is not satisfied, they will pass an order. Is it fit for reassessment? And this will be accompanied by fresh notice under section 148. So this is order under section 148 AD of income tax. The reply of the C has been considered, but it's not found acceptable. The document provided do not conclusively prove that source of fund for high value transaction. The information available for department suggests an escapement, and that then the process will be this is all a draft notice of 148. So here you can see this summary checklist for filing objection. For file ITR first, you cannot object unless you file the return under in response to 148 notice. Point by point reply, attached proof, demand a speaking order. And then if assessing officer reject Mr. A's objection, the process move from preliminary inquiry to full-blown tax assessment. So this is the way whole things happen in 148. So if any issue or any query in related to 148, you can put in chat box. And that this is, I know it's bit fast and bit confusing to cover up in one go, especially in these type of typical cases. uh, ITR hard copy received by speed post 1 day later to CPC, 5,000 penalty come. Hard copy received by speed post 1 day later to CPC. No, that is not thing. You have to be very take care of time limit. So if even if 1 day delay, so the penalty will be there, but you will do you can uh, hardship. This is a hardship case, so you can actually try for the same. If it is possible, there are chances you will get but it's just 5,000 rupees. It's better to pay that. Otherwise this is the thing. I know 1 day delay is a 1 day only, and but nowadays the option available for e-verification only. So this is the best option why we use hard copy. uh, so that's the I'm saying this. So this is the way you can take care of it. You can respond for the same if they ask for penalty, and if you want to go with that penalty is must. And if you are response for this is not actually notice. They can send some notice for that or whatever they happen. I think what is the actually case, you can please put here, because you will get any notice related to this on what is happening. Please confirm. So order, I mean, you will get any notice, in which section you will get notice? Notice under section 148. So it's done almost. I hope you can get understanding of what is the sequences. First you will get preliminary, and then you can respond for the same. And if you are if they accept that you are not fitting case, then that is dropped, and otherwise they can accept that fact, and then you have to file your return. It's a big too much steps in a 148. And then you compulsorily file your return, because if you not file return, then there are no option remedy available for you. So that's why you have to be take care of it. And then and there are things you have to take care of, the alternate remedy available for you. I know that there are chances that they that you are very sure about that, but they are not responding, and they are not option for CIT appeal as well until reassessment option is over there. You are not able to do. So there are some alternate remedy available, since there is a no appeal allowed at this stage. But if Mr. A feel the rejection was completely illegal, officer ignored a clear Supreme Court judgment, is in immediate legal remedy is to file a writ petition in a high court. So option available for writ, go to the writ petition in high court, and power to stay on that reassessment procedure. So there is a alternate remedy available in this case law. They are not option for CIT appeal. So I hope you get clarity on this. Next is the sample demand notice under section 156. So basically 156 is that that order is passed now. So this is your tax, your interest, your penalty. So this is the demand you will get, that you are required to directed to pay the above amount 30 days of notice, and otherwise recovery proceeding will be happen. So this is the demand notice under section 156, and you have to issued under section 156 acceptance response, that we have to pay already pay that, and mention challan copy and all this. And if you are reject the same, so if you are saying that you are not accepting the 5,000 penalty, question asked by someone, so okay, you will get 143(1) intimation. So you will get 131 intimation. So you will respond for the same, whether the timeline is already gone, or is it's within timeline. So if timeline is over there, which is mentioned in notice itself, so you can respond the same, that you are not accept you, said that there is genuine reason for 1 day delay. So please, I will already mention all the points that you will take care of it, and you will respond for the same. So I hope your query will resolve. So next is you can see this is a demand rejection with reference to demand notice, that in this is the similar case. If you are get that demand notice under section 156, and there are penalty, and if you are saying that I am not accepting the penalty, the reason is that the 1 day delay is because of it's totally depend of assessing officer. We have to just try it. So if within timeline you can reply for the same. If you are not replying, then it's considered as you can accept the fact, you can accept the penalty. So it's important to understand that the case that he's discussing, the Mr. What So Mr. Amod Sharma is discussing that they have get notice because of 1 day delay of hard copy sent in a 5,000 penalty. So this is very important to understand. If that there is some timeline, then you can respond the same in within timeline. If you are not responding within timeline, then it is considered that you are accepting that penalty. So timeline is the key. You have to reply in within timeline. Otherwise, you have to go in. Then you will get demand notice, and then everything will be now you can get 143(1) notice. So if you are not replying, there are chances you will get demand notice, then you will reply it. If you are not, and there are chances, then an additional penalty will happen. So you have to take care of it. If it is you, it's very important to understand any kind of notice given, ignoring is like, if silence or ignoring is considered as you are accept the fact. So it's important you have to reply within the time frame. So this is rejection, that with reference to demand notice, I respectfully submit that demand raise is not acceptable due to following reason: incorrect computation of income, double taxation. I'm 131 1A. There is a one section 131 1IA. What is in that section? Can you please tell me, Mr. Hemant? What is issue? Can you please tell me what is any issue related to this section? One section 131 1IA. Adjustment done by income tax department directly. So basically 131 is a intimation. Yes. So if not do anything, what will be there as return below 7 lakh? It's okay, your return is below 7 lakh. Then also, if you are delay, because you are delay by 1 day only, then your return is considered as invalid. If you are not, you know that if you are not e-verify your return, if you verify through a hard copy or whatever, then your return is considered is invalid. If you are not doing it, then it's considered as an invalid return. Even is below 7 lakh, it's seven. The limit is 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh in for 2024 24 25. The basic limit is that only. Says below 7 lakh is a rebate. So it's very important to understand. You have to be keep take care of do different thing. You are talk about two different thing. 7 lakh is a up to 7 lakh is not for everyone. It's for only limited persons, and that is rebate. That is not for general basic exemption limit. So please take care of it. So you are not even you are that you are not allowing the same. This is wrong, and this is your ITR is treated as invalid. So, Mr. Hemant, you are asking about that adjustment done by income tax department. So basically, what happened in section 143, one is basically intimation section. They can give you, they will in 143 one, whatever the information they have, whatever the documentation they have, and whatever you filed during your return. So, and whatever is mentioned in 26 AS and AIS, anything which you are not mentioned, not in covering in your return, they can adjust the same thing. It's like you missed any income tax, any kind of your bank interest in income tax return. By mistakenly, you can miss that. But in 26 AS mentioned that interest, that's why they can adjust. The interest will be higher in 26 AS, but because they are deduction of TDS, but you have declared less income in your return, that's why they adjust it. It's just an example. You will ask anything else, you can put in chat box. Taxpayer receive a notice under section 1 for 31 1A giving 30 days time for error. So receive a notice under section 130. So if they give a 30 days time limit, so you have to check it out. You once you have to do one thing, you have to check it out to 26 AS, AIS, and whatever they file in their return, and whether the and there are some explanation over there as well in that notice as well. There are some explanation in that notice as well, that why the difference and why the adjustment they do that. So if they already mentioned in that notice itself, what is the difference and why the difference? Section 139 and 131A are very harsh section, which we do not get opportunity after 15 and 30 day respectively. Do reply if we miss the mail SSCs. So after that, then you will get notice under section 156, that demand notice. If you are missed that 139.9, but you are very important to understand that if you miss that 139.9, which is a defective return notice. So your return, if you are not reply for the same, then your return is treated as an invalid. Then option available is only updated return. Now you have only option available. Yes, your return is null and void now. It's very important, because if you miss the date is key, the timeline. It's that is why I'm repeatedly saying this thing, said that the timeline is a key. So if you are missed it, then they are thinking that if you are not replying for the same, then then they are thinking you are accept the factor, whatever they are demanding, you are accept that. If you are replying, then that's okay. So I know it's harsh, but I know I cannot do anything, but whatever the law is, I'm saying that only. I know that everyone is, I know it's very harsh reality, but we have to be take care of it. I don't know, I don't see anything, but this is the point. We have to take care of it. If you miss that, then it's considered that you accept the fact, and you are, because if you are miss 139.9 notice, then the option available is updated return only. If you want to go and file your return, then option is available with the penalty, with this huge penalty, 25% penalty directly you have to pay extra. And another penalty is over there, but this is extra fee. Sorry, this is not penalty actually. This is extra fee. You have to pay for updated return. I know it's bit harsh, but we have to take care of it. Okay. So now this is the thing which we have to see this demand notice and appeal to commissioner appeal. What is the option available? If we are not satisfied with all these things, then we have to go for CIT appeal. And what is form, how to fill this form. So this is the all information which I mentioned it. Part A, part B was statement of facts, grounds of appeal, relief claim, payment and verification. So this is the things which we have to be take care of it. Sample notice under section 245 of the income tax. So basically this notice we will get it that which we already discussed, that why this notice we will get, that you have a in 1 year you have some refunds, and another you have some demand that is adjusted. So if you are satisfied that the new response, this is the way the whole things will be covered. So I hope you get enough understanding and enough learning in this session. So any query you can put in chat box, and the session will be concluded from my side. I will give you whatever the best whatever the best I will give you, I will give you in this time limit. So if any other query from your side, you can put in chat box. So we will discuss that. Otherwise, we will conclude the session. So I hope you happy learning and you can get enough learning from this session. So is it okay to conclude it? Yes, yes, Mr. Yes, but to consultancy will share with you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And if possible, please share your reviews with but to consultancy. Okay. Thank you so much.